guys, it's Diana. Welcome back to my channel. Christmas isn't exactly 1 week from today. Still don't feel like I'm ready for it. Is all my shopping done? Yes. Wrapping? Also done. I don't know. I don't feel like it's Christmas. I go through this every year, that like the week leading up to Christmas, it just doesn't really feel like it's happening. It's really weird. I don't know. Plus, I've been kind of down lately, so that might have something to do with it. Anyway, I was going to go through the Twitter trending topics of the day today. However, if you live in the United States like I do, you will see that they are all dealing with impeachment. So we're going to stay away from that because I don't want to get political here. However, I do have a story. Also, for those of you wondering where I got my shirt, it is from the 2018 Universal Orlando Christmas parade featuring Macy's or something. I did go to Universal last year around this time and they were doing the parade and they had all this merchandise, so that's where I got this sweatshirt. It's really comfortable. It has, like, you know, a Minion and Shrek and the lion from Madagascar. I can't remember what his name is. Anyway, I have a story, like I said. Also, today's tea is green passion fruit, which, if you guys know me, I really don't like anything passion fruit because I can't stand the hibiscus flavor. And honestly, it's mainly because this friend of mine from college, this guy that I used to be friends with, he once said that he likened drinking passion fruit tea to the taste of pickles. And since then, I can't not think of that. So Paul, if you're watching this, thanks a lot. I have it in this mug. It is color changing. However, you can't really see that anymore. It has hot air balloons all over it. The color changing mugs don't really like stay their color for a long time, even though like this is still fairly hot. And I know the water in the tea inside of it is fairly hot, but this actually isn't that bad of a tea. I think it's because it's green tea. So it's not just the passion fruit flavor, but it also has that green tea flavor in it. Yeah, I actually like this. It's fairly muted. I even made a cup for my father. He usually likes to try the tea that I'm drinking, and he said that this is good as well. So, I mean, it has 2 good reviews. Do with that what you will. If you're a green tea fan, you'll probably like this. Also, I had another piece of the fudge that I made yesterday earlier, and it is no longer sticky, so that's great. Obviously, it just needed some more time to set. Maybe keep that in mind. Anyway, story time. So, 6 years ago, I went to Anime Boston. And I was cosplaying as Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender in her outfit that she wore during the 3rd season when they were masquerading as members of the Fire Nation. And for those of you who don't know who Toph is, she is a character on the show who is blind. Again, Avatar: The Last Airbender in anime, basically. So I was cosplaying as her, ironically, and obviously I had my cane with me because I'm visually impaired. And for whatever reason, the security at the convention center, as well as the Anime Boston staff, thought that my cane was a weapon and they wanted me to get it peace bonded. Like, literally, people kept coming up to me and telling me to go to weapons check. And I was like, no, I'm actually blind. And I had told them this, and I kept telling everybody, I was like, no, like, you don't understand, I'm literally blind, like, I need this. This is not a weapon. They thought that this was a weapon. Like, how? I mean, I guess, like, okay, that hurts. So I guess, you know, obviously if you hit somebody with it, then yeah, it's a weapon. But I was not using it as a weapon. I was using it for its intended purpose, so I wouldn't walk into anything or fall off a step or whatever. It was dumb. This kept happening, and it happened the year after that as well. So after the convention in 2013, I had written to the convention staff and I told them what went down because I found it very disheartening, and they were very apologetic, and I had, you know, suggested some things that they could do in terms of ADA accommodations and whatnot, because I know that PAX, because I've been to PAX East, has a pass that you can get if you're a person with a disability. Like, you can get that in addition to your badge that signifies you're a person with a disability, and you know, that also gives you any accommodations that you may need, like preferential seating or whatever. Anime Boston, they claimed that they didn't have that wasn't a thing. However, I have heard from other people who are low vision who have gone to Anime Boston that that is a thing and they were able to get disability passes. I don't know how true that is, like what's going on, because I've heard 2 different things. Also, this was 6 years ago. So basically what ended up happening is that they gave me me a free badge for the following year, as well as my boyfriend at the time, because we had both gone in 2013 and he had the same issues that I was running into because he was also low vision and had his cane with him, even though he had more than enough vision to get around without using it. So we went in 2014. I went with some of my friends who were sighted, and my boyfriend at the time had volunteered to work as a staff member for Anime Boston, so he was working the convention. I got my registration thing, whatever, and the same problem kept happening. Like, literally, some random staff member from Anime Boston approached me shortly after we had checked in and walked into the convention center and told me that I needed to go to weapons check for my cane. Very rudely, as a matter of fact. Like, he wasn't even nice about it. And I was like, no, like, I'm blind. And this just was a thing that kept happening. And it was really upsetting because I did like the convention. I liked the atmosphere. Everybody was pretty nice for the most part. It's just that for whatever reason, the staff members and security had sticks up their butts. And they kept wanting me to go to weapons check for my cane. And I know that something like this would not have happened to a person in a wheelchair, because like a wheelchair isn't a weapon. And I mean, yeah, I guess like this could be mistaken as a weapon, but people should know what a cane is. And the other problem too is that I had heard, okay, maybe they thought that it was just part of the costume. Like that was a possibility that somebody had told me. People cosplay as Matt Murdock from Daredevil with a like cane or whatever, because you can get the canes from NFB for free, which is not this. The whole thing obviously had to do with education, but if the people who were running the organization couldn't even educate their staff, or the security company who was taking care of the venue couldn't even educate their security officers, because I had the same issue going through bag check as well at the convention center, then like that's gonna deter people with disabilities from going to your convention. I mean, I personally did not have a good experience those 2 years because people kept coming up to me who worked for the convention and were accosting me and telling me that I had a weapon and I needed to get it peace bonded, which is not a thing that was ever going to happen. And I mean, yeah, it ended up getting rectified eventually, but after the experience in 2014, I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going back. I had written to them again and complained and voiced my opinions. They weren't gonna do anything about it. If they were gonna offer another registration badge for the following year, then that's fine, but that's not fixing the problem at hand. Main point, cane is not a weapon. Again, this was like 5 or 6 years ago, but I still hate that people are not educated. We're going into 2020 right now. If you see a person walking on the street with a cane, what do you think? They're blind. If you see them in a costume, what do you think? They're a blind person wearing a costume. Like, that's the right thing, right? What else is happening here? I don't know. I guess that my point is maybe educate, keep educating, keep advocating. It gets very exhausting, but just keep doing it. And with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Bye.